Water conservation. Though there is fairly large amount of water in the sea, but it has salt dissolved in it and is hence called saline water. Saline water is not fit for use of humans and land animals. Thus, the non-saline or fresh water found on the surface of the earth is very limited and therefore needs to be preserved for our use. Preservation or saving the fresh water on the earth's surface is called water conservation. Steps to conserve water. Water is available to us through rivers, ponds, and lakes on one hand and through wells as groundwater. We need to 1. Prevent pollution of water bodies such as lakes and rivers to keep our fresh water supply safe and clean. Wastes from industries and domestic wastes should be treated and not dumped into the water bodies. 2. Practice economical irrigation by preventing hooding of agricultural fields during irrigation. New method of sprinkler and deep irrigation in a variety of crops prevent wastage of water in agriculture. 3. Do rainwater harvesting or using rainwater to fill water storage. Rainwater from rooftops can be collected through pipes and stored for later use also. Deep pipes can be used to change the groundwater. 4. Do social forestry and plant more trees. Vegetation prevents sun-off and excessive evaporation of rainwater from the ground. Forests help to conserve water also. 5. Prevent water wastage by observing good habits. We should close water taps when not in use. We should also try to use a bucket to bathe or wash utensils, etc. instead of using running water. Remember, every drop of water saved is necessary for life on earth. Purification of water. In our country, main source of water supply are rivers and lakes. The water found here is not fit for drinking purpose. They contain different types of germs and suspended particles, so they cause many disease. So, water is purified before supplied to our homes. Town water supply. Water is supplied to us by the Water Works Department. Water is obtained from some river or lake. As we have already studied that river water gets polluted, therefore the water must be purified before supplying to us. River. Impurities settle down. Settling tank. Water plus alum and lime. Further setting of impurities. Mixing chamber. Filtration through sand and gravel. Chemical treatment to kill germs. Overhead tanks. As seen in the flowchart, you must have understood that there are 4 steps in purification of water. 1. Sedimentation. River water is kept in huge tanks called settling tanks for a day. Sedimentation of heavy clay particles occur. 2. Loading. Water is then led into another tank where it is mixed with alum and lime. They cause sedimentation of finer clay particles by making the impurities heavy. 3. Filtration. Water is then pumped through sand and gravel filters to the next tank. Further removal of suspended impurities takes place here. 4. Chlorination. On its way to reservoirs from where it is sent to overhead tanks, water is chlorinated to kill harmful bacteria and germs present in it. Even after all this, often tap water is not pure because of leaking pipelines running near leaking sewage lines. To purify this water, it must be boiled at least for 10 minutes, after which it should be cooled and then consumed. Common method for purification of water at home. Filtration. With the help of mustier cloth, inedible impurities in water can be filtered. Boiling. Water can be made germ-free by boiling at high temperature. By boiling, germs can be killed. Chlorination. By adding chlorine tablets, water turns pure because it kills bacteria and other harmful substances. Treatment with other chemicals. Bleaching powder, potassium permanganate, and alums, fitkari, can be also added to water to kill germs. Water is a compound. Water is considered as a compound because water has a fixed formula, that is H2O. A molecule of water is formed by combination of hydrogen and oxygen in a fixed ratio, 2:1. 2H2 plus 1O2 gives 2H2O. After the formation of water, hydrogen and oxygen do not retain their own characteristics. The components of water cannot be separated physically, so the formation of water is a chemical change. Do you know? Pure or distilled water is tasteless and bad conductor of electricity. Its boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade and freezing point is 0 degrees centigrade. Kinds of water. There are two types of water, hard water and soft water. Hard water that does not lather easily with soap and soft water which lathers easily with soap. Table showing difference between hard and soft water. Hard water, soft water. It is preferred as a drinking water since it contains dissolved compounds of calcium and magnesium. It is not preferred as a drinking water since it does not contain dissolved compounds of calcium and magnesium. Generally, it contains only sodium salt. Hard water does not form lather with useful or good for washing and industrial purpose. Soft water easily forms lather with soap. It is good for washing and industrial purpose. Sources of hard water. Wells, springs, lakes, ponds, rivers, seas and oceans are the main source of water. Sources of soft water. Rainwater and distilled water are the two main sources of soft water. Do you know? Since water can dissolve many compounds, so it is called universal solvent. Do you know? Lather refers to the bubbles that form when we add soap in water.